Come on in. Take three. Come on in. I'll give y'all a minute to come on in. YouTube interrupted my last live. Surprise, surprise. I don't know. Something about Alligator Alcatraz. I noticed that that was another time before when I've talked about Alligator Alcatraz, the immigration detention center in Florida. Uh, when I've talked about them or that establishment, that project, I don't know, whatever we want to call it, YouTube kind of don't like it when I do that. So come on in, like the video. Where we left off at, I was talking about Alligator Alcatraz and the judge ruling for it to be closed or to temporarily not have anyone else sent there. Come on in, come on in. I want to let you all try to come back in before I finish getting through um, this live. Come on in. How are you? How are you? I see. Let's see. Hopefully, YouTube hasn't shadow banned my channel again. I done got used to it, y'all. This is what they do. Come on in. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me okay. Come on in. Ride along with me. This is another episode of Car Chronicles as we talk all things politics, all things Donald J. Trump, all things USA. I see there's at least one person. Let's see if there's more. That's typically how I know if I'm shadow banned. I can tell based off of the number of people. What's up, Riza? Riza, were you on the live that I just ended maybe like a minute ago? I was going in talking about Alligator Alcatraz. Next thing you know, I seen reconnect. I already know reconnect. When I see reconnect on my end, that means that on you all end it's probably frozen. So I just go ahead and end the live. I've done this enough time to kind of know what it looks like when they interrupt my live. But y'all, I was going in about Alligator Alcatraz. I'm just reporting what the people reporting. They saying that Alligator Alcatraz is janky. So I'm just reporting the news. Listen, I don't make the news. I just report it. I'm just trying to report the news. The judge was like, this some janky stuff and we need to shut this down. I don't know, y'all. I ain't been there. I reported on it a time or two. YouTube don't like when I get to talk about Alligator Alcatraz. They are sensitive about Alligator Alcatraz, y'all, but it's not really working out like they thought it would be, like they thought it would. Okay, Riz, you had just got in. No problem. All right. Yeah, I normally don't go live on Mondays, but I'm going into my office today. So that's why I decided to hit the people with another live this week. So we'll be doing 3 lives, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. My normal schedule is to do Car Chronicles on Tuesdays and Wednesdays on my ride into the office. And that time varies between 7:30 and 8:30. For those of you who would like to tune in on my Car Chronicles, it's just where I do my political talk as I drive into the office. Come on in. Like the video as you come on in. Like the video. I was talking about Alligator Alcatraz and it getting damn shut down before YouTube interrupted my live. So y'all come on in, like the video. Judge Kathleen Williams said, y'all don't send no more folks to that place. Don't send no more folks to that place. I'm going to need for this whole little situation to be shut down in the next, I don't know I think it was like maybe 160 days, something like that. The judge wants the place to be closed down. They're like, the people who you have there, continue to work to get them sent to wherever you're trying to send them to their homes, whatever. But do not send any more people there. She ruled. What happened was that the local politicians did a complaint about a month ago. They went and toured, and I covered it on my channel. If you're new to my channel, I covered it where local officials and things went up there to kind of tour the place to see what was going on. Members of Congress and state representatives went to Alligator Alcatraz to tour the facility. And I remember, like, when I covered it, a lot of them were saying, what they were saying was that they weren't allowed to see the the people who were being detained, the detainees, while they were in their, the cells, but they were shown like what the empty ones look like. They were shown what the empty ones look like. They were not allowed to see the cells where there were detainees housing them. It's right now, part of the complaint is that there's like 32 detainees per cell. The sink water. Let me see, I think the sink water and the toilet water, somehow something dealing with the plumbing, child. It's all linked together. So where you washing your hands, brushing your teeth, um, bathing, using the bathroom, child, somehow they got that stuff just running together. So they're saying it's just unsanitary. There's feces and things that's just going all, child. Just imagine that it's bad. They're saying. I'm just wondering what this place smell like, what it smells like. So that is what was told to the judge. Now, Tom Homan, Borders Tom Homan, so he's the head person over, the ICE situation. You might have seen him several times, bald-headed white guy. He was just like, listen, this place, Alligator Alcatraz, is on point. The people are getting meals. There's a medical, like, he was like, I don't know what they talking about. I don't know what they talking about. They lying. And I feel like the judge just made a decision based off of what was told to her versus her going and checking it out for herself or sending someone to go take a look. Borders our time feel like that it was shut. She just went off of what she was told, and he's basically saying they was lying. He's saying they was lying. They a whole bald headed lie. So they put in an appeal. So on my last live, I talked about how today's a big day for couple of things. So when it comes to the Alligator Alcatraz, like, so the Trump administration, all that they put in, like they normally do, a request for a hearing. They want there to be a halt on them being able to send people, illegal immigrants, to Alligator Alcatraz. They're like, listen, judge, the higher courts, somebody higher than her, probably going to be maybe the Supreme Courts. Can you hope, because a final decision hasn't been made pertaining to Alligator Alcatraz? She kind of just made a decision for now to be like, well, I guess she did make her decision, but they were like, we want to put in what do you call it, an appeal to stop that decision for so the higher courts can kind of weigh in and make their own decision. So that's probably going to be the Supreme Court. So today, a decision was supposed to be made by today at 5 o'clock. The decision will be made. The deadline is this is what's supposed to happen. A higher court is supposed to make a decision on whether or not they will halt Judge Catherine Williams' decision to shut down Alligator Alcatraz to allow for, another judge, the higher courts, to rule whether or not they want to keep, to rule either to continue on with what her ruling was or to say no, Trump and his administration can proceed to do what they've been doing, which is send people to Alligator Alcatraz, and they stay there until up to 14 days until they're put on a Spirit flight to wherever the hell they're going. So today by 5 o'clock, they're supposed to learn a decision on if the Judge Catherine Williams decision will be paused, because if it is, they'll be able to, y'all come on in, good morning, like the video, happy Monday. If the decision is paused, then they'll be able to continue on business as usual and still send detainees there. But right now, as it stands with what her ruling was as of last Thursday, it's like you can't send any more people to Alligator Alcatraz. The 400 people is estimated at about 400 people that's there. The local mayor there, she was like, I'm not sure what her name is, but she was like, I've never been there because they won't allow me to go. So, from what I heard, my understanding that there is about 400 detainees there at Alligator Alcatraz. It's like 400, but I can't listen. They won't let me in to see anything. They won't let me in. So Borders are Tom Homan was just like all these things as far as the Congress state representatives are saying negative about Alligator Alcatraz. He was like, that's lies. That's not true. It's just not true. And he really wished that the judge would have kind of gone and seen for herself or sent, her team or whatever, whoever to go check it out for themselves before making a decision to just close down shop. But like I said on the previous live, if you were on there, Mayor Ron DeSantis was like, that's all right because we knew, they probably was going to want to come in and interrupt this little situation. So we was already working on a backup plan. The backup plan is this new facility, new project that he's coined as uh, Deportation Depot. Deportation Depot. I say a way to remember it. Think about Home Depot. Think about a lot of illegal immigrants hanging out outside of Home Depot, looking for somebody to come pick them up so they can go do an honest day's work. Think of Home Depot. This is Deportation Depot. Listen, Ron DeSantis, guess he didn't, because he's real excited about it. I guess he came up with this all on his own, so you can't tell him nothing. He was like, this is my baby, Deportation Depot. It's supposed to be opening soon. I do not have a grand opening date, but they're saying it's coming very soon and it's going to be able to house upwards of about 2,000 detainees. So to about 2,000 illegal immigrants will be able to be housed at Deportation Depot. So stay tuned for more information on that. But right now, the complaint is that Alligator Alcatraz is inhumane, it's unsanitary. It's just the Indians said they done came and took their land again. Y'all know the history of the USA. The Indians said it. The white man then came and did it again, took over our land. Ain't nobody called and asked us nothing about if they can come over here and use this land for this right here. There ain't nobody asked us nothing. We checked the call logs. We checked the mail. We ain't got no post. We ain't got no letters. We ain't had no pigeon come through and drop off nothing from the sky. We ain't got no text message, and we don't have any missed phone calls. They have not tried to reach out to us. They just jacked us again. So that was an argument to judge. So this is, the Indians up there, the Muskogee. I think that's the tribe that had put in the complaint, but you can look it up. Uh, but they're like, no, like this is not what we trying to use our land for. So we gonna need for the white man and the illegal immigrants to raise up off our land because we don't appreciate this. White man, y'all still doing the most, and we are in 2025. So stay tuned for that. I'll continue to report on that as because like I said, that today there's supposed to be a decision made by 5 o'clock by a judge to determine if whether or not the decision of Judge Catherine Williams will be upheld, or if they'll pause that until a final decision is made and then allow the Trump administration to carry on business as usual. Y'all know this ain't our first time at the rodeo. Most of the time, the things that Donald J. Trump wants to do is kind of blocked by, somebody gonna come in and say something, and then it goes through this whole thing where there's this. Most of the time, I find that he kind of has a win when it comes to stuff like this, when it gets raised to like a higher court and things like that. He's taking some L's here and there, but my memory is most of the time he'll win. He'll win. So 5 o'clock, another deadline. Y'all, we gonna get into Kilmar Abrego Garcia got his little deadline too. So y'all go ahead, stick around for that, because before I jump out of here, in this live, I'm gonna give y'all the information, the tea on Kilmar and what his options are. He got some options. What they say, life is about choices. So he got some choices, some decisions to make. He got some decisions to make. So before we get into that, let's talk about tariffs. Europe said, listen, if any of y'all, I don't know if any of y'all be ordering products that come from Europe on a regular, but Europe said, listen, we ain't got it. We on our K, we ain't got it. These tariffs is ridiculous. We're not going to be shipping out any dang thing starting today to the USA. We just not doing it. We're not doing it because we ain't got it. We ain't got it. Yes, that's what they're saying over there in Europe. They was like, these tariffs, we ain't got it. Historically, so what's supposed to happen is come effective Friday, August 29th, goods will be subject to import tariffs. So prior to this situation, this change with the tariffs, UK was basically able to send things over without paying tariffs as long as the good was valued at under $800. So if it was a package and the value was under $800, then it was free. So y'all know they in their feelings. They done went from free 99 to whatever the hell the new tariff. Cause y'all don't ask me what the tariff amount is now because it didn't change. Listen, the way these tariffs be changing, I ain't even bother to try to get into that part. But what they said was whatever the tariffs are right now, Europe is like, listen, we ain't got it. We not paying it. Effective today, Monday, August 25th, 2025, we will not be sending ish over there. No packages over to the USA. We ain't sending no packages. Now, if it's like a piece of mail, like a letter or something like that, but like something dealing with goods, child, so your little skin cream, body product, whatever y'all get from Europe, you ain't finna be getting it no more. You're not getting it no more because Europe said we ain't got it. We ain't effing around. We ain't this tariff stuff. We really like that free 99 deal that we had for goods that was less valued at under $800. And now that that's expiring, we just not gonna send nothing over to y'all. How about that? How about that? So the distributor DHL. So let me go back. Europe, they're not the. Let me tell you, the countries who said, listen, we not sending nothing over there. So this is going to be Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Italy, France, Australia, and UK. So all of them have said we're not sending anything to the USA, no goods. The countries: Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Italy, France, Australia, UK. No goods will be coming from those countries effective. Some of them announced it over the weekend. There's some like Europe, I said today. Effective tomorrow will be Australia and UK. Australia and UK is effective tomorrow. Yeah, they're like, listen, I don't know. You're gonna have to get it from goddamn Africa, Uganda, somewhere. I don't know. But you won't be getting whatever you get from them countries. You're not getting it from there. They're like, you're gonna have to go on over there, take a flight, book you a little flight. I don't know if Spirit, Frontier fly over there. But you got to book your little flight to go get your little skin cream so you won't start looking old as hell if that's what you rely on to look youthful, like the melanated folks. So you go out and listen, the creams ain't coming. They said we're not sending nothing else. We like the free 99 deal where we can send goods over there that are valued under $800 and not have to worry about tariffs. That's what we want. We want that to stay. Trump said, hell, you say you've been having this deal for far too long. That's no, we're not doing that. You about to put something on something. You about to put something on something. So the package distributor is at DHL. DHL, they're the largest shipping provider in Europe. DHL is the largest shipping provider in Europe. They said on Saturday that they will know. This is what they told folks over in Europe, that they'll no longer be able to accept or transport parcels and postal items containing goods from business customers that has a destination for the U.S. DHL, like, listen, I done told y'all, so don't be pissed off. We ain't swooped by and picked up your packages to have them shipped over to the US. I'm telling y'all now, listen up, buttercups. I'm telling y'all now, we ain't sending nothing to the US. Any business customers, you got business, you're doing your little business and you got packages that need to go to the US, we're not your plug. We are no longer your plug. We're not doing it. They told them folks, they told Europe on Saturday. So anybody in here that's from Europe, don't say that I ain't know, because Sheik done told you. DHL said, Sheik, I'm gonna need for you to spread the word. Since folks be coming in there in the droves trying to hear what the hell you gotta say, can you tell them folks, can you reiterate to them folks that we will no longer be sending goods, packages, parcels to the US from Europe? We're not doing it. We're not doing it, period. Don't argue with me, argue with your mama. Listen, this is just the message, y'all. I'm just sharing the message. That's all I come on here to do. And I just asked y'all in return to damn like the video. It's the little things for me. Just like the video. So that's what DHL said. And a lot of times, y'all, we order stuff and we don't really be knowing where they come from. So I would say new habit when we're placing these orders, start paying attention to where they're coming from. I don't know on Amazon when we're placing orders, because I don't ever take notice of like where something's coming from. And I have Prime. So pretty much I ain't really ordering a damn thing from Amazon if it ain't under Prime. But I never take notice of like where something is coming from. So I would just say now the new thing would be to pay attention to where things are coming from, because and maybe these companies, businesses will maybe start putting little blurbs on the site and stuff, messaging that says, hey, we do not ship to the US. That would to me be the smartest thing to do. So therefore you're not even able to put in and try to complete your transaction, because a lot of times if you're putting in your your address, your country, or whatever. So if they kind of just stopping you just there and be like, yo, we don't send there, we don't ship to there. I'm curious to see how long this is going to last, because y'all know Trump, Trump good for changing his mind on stuff. And there's a lot of countries, I think Italy, like there's more countries than what I named, who kind of been saying some things too about kind of stopping shipping things here. But I gave y'all a list of countries that was compiled together at the time when I was researching this. But there was some reference to some other countries. So I'm kind of curious to know if Trump gonna stay 10 toes down on this, because think about how much money that is, that business. That's a lot. That is a lot. And so a lot of companies are going to just be taking the L, because they're not going to get that money from the US customers. Or let's just say American businesses who rely on getting things from other countries to sell in their stores here. Like, it's just, child, everybody should be on the soup line. I say it's hard out here for a pimp. I say that almost on damn every live. It is hard out here for a pimp. Pimping is not. Pimping ain't easy. Pimping ain't easy. That's why Europeans, they were like, listen, we ain't got it. What's that black woman's name over there? Tasha K. What do you say her name is? You say she said she doesn't have it. We ain't got it either. They like, she tell them folks, we ain't got it either. We ain't got it either. We ain't even got we can't even put nothing on the post, the little postage stamp. That's how much we ain't got it. So y'all listen, don't be looking for nothing to be coming from Europe or them other countries that I named. Don't be looking for nothing to be coming from there. The tariffs are supposed to take effect, I guess, the Friday, the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's the 29th, August 29th. So whatever the tariff amount is, because y'all don't ask me what the hell the tariff amount is now, because y'all know it didn't change. Change like Trump changes draws. It changes. But whatever it is, many countries are like, yo, we're not here for it. We're not dealing with that. We got something for you. We just not going to ship it. How about that? We just not going to send nothing over there. How about that? How about that? We just gonna make it easy for you and just not do business with the U.S. on that type of level anymore. So we'll see who end up kind of backing down, because y'all remember when Canada, as y'all noticed, Canada's name wasn't on this list of saying what they wasn't gonna do. Canada experienced was that first country that talked about what they wasn't gonna do, only for them to kind of circle back around and be like, all right, all right, all right, all right. Now, how much tariffs you said you want from us? Can we negotiate? Because that was impacting they money. So Canada Thank you so much for the super chat. Canada turned, changed the way they was talking real quick in a hurry. Really quick, Hesha. Thank you for the $10 super chat, Hesha. Good morning, welcome. Y'all double tap the screen, like the video. Canada changed their tune real quick. Real quick. So I'm like, these other countries who are now like trying to say it with their chest, it's like, okay, but how long will this last? Who's going to bend first? Will it be these countries, or will Trump be like, all right, then I'm going to give y'all another extension? Because y'all know Trump is good for the extensions. Don't act like he ain't got the name Taco for nothing. He ain't got that name. What they say, Trump always chickens out. That's the child them folks that gave him that name. So, but it's because he changes his mind. So recently, he hasn't changed his mind centered around the tariffs. He been standing 10 toes down. But this week is when these countries are saying what they aren't going to do. So now I feel like, this is the time to watch to see like who going to it's kind of like, we going to see who going to back down first. Who y'all think? Let me know in the chat. Do y'all think the other countries are going to back down first, or do y'all think Trump is going to back down first? Let me know. I am curious because, my husband, he's a ride or die when it comes to Trump. And he was like, I feel like they're going to do like what Canada did and they going to kind of back down. But then I know Trump is good for changing his mind, and he good for extending things out and being like, all right, then I'm gonna give you X amount of time and we gonna talk about it some more. So I feel like it can go either way. I'm just curious. Y'all let me know what way y'all think it's gonna go. Y'all think that these countries are gonna back down, or do y'all think Trump gonna back off? Who gonna be the first to back off? Who stand 10 toes down? Who got y'all vote? The other countries or Donald J. Trump? Let me know. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. So, like I said, start paying attention to where your goods that you order, where they're coming from. Because many of these countries started immediately with not shipping things out. And then there's many that's going to start today, and then there's some tomorrow. So pretty much everybody who's kind of in their feelings about it, it's kind of this week where they're saying, oh, I guess leading up to the date, the tariffs, the tariffs are supposed to take effect, I guess Friday. So leading up until that day is when many of these countries are like talking about the change that they're making when it comes to shipping out goods to America, to the USA. Remember, DHL, the business, DHL, they got the yellow vein with are their letters red? There's like, listen, we didn't already told Europe, listen up. On Saturday, their statement was, we will no longer be able to accept and transport parcels and postal items containing goods from business customers destined for the USA. That was the message that they put out there over the weekend on Saturday. They're not doing it. They're not doing it. You're gonna have to find somebody else to handle that delivery for you. But we're not doing it. So that's DHL. They are the largest shipping provider in Europe. The largest shipping provider. Listen, don't say y'all didn't know. Don't be out here acting crazy, acting like you didn't know this stuff. Especially when you be over here on damn lives. Because according to my algorithm, most of y'all that find my lives, y'all seeking out the lives. It ain't coming up in your recommendations. Y'all coming over here to get this tea. So do something with it. Don't be coming over here hearing it and you ain't doing a damn thing with it. Do something with it. Apply it. Okay. Now let's talk about Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Y'all, why was I mad to learn or to see that Kilmar don't speak English? Or is he just playing? Is Kilmar just playing when he acting like he don't speak English? Because there ain't no freaking way. He 30 years old, been over here since his lawyer said he been over here since he was 16. And he don't know a lick of English. I heard that man do an interview from the crib, because y'all know where they released him on Friday from the jail in Tennessee. And there was a woman sitting next to him. They asked him a question in English. That man started speaking Spanish, and the woman next to him started translating. I said, I know you effing lying. Ain't no damn way that man been over here doing the absolute most the absolute most, according to his criminal record, the absolute most, according to his wife, who she said was putting hands and feet on her. You doing all of that, but you can't speak English, and you fighting for dear life to stay over here, but you haven't even tried to learn the language. If you don't sit your this Uganda, somebody in the comments said that's all right since he don't speak English anyway. The Ugandans don't either, so he'll be fine. He will fit in perfectly. Hell, that ain't their language either. It ain't how vested were you in the American culture coming here to the USA when you ain't even bothered to learn the language, but you over here doing the absolute most. Y'all, I was done with that. I said, wait a minute, let me rewind this back. I know you effing lying. This man don't know English. I had to Google his age because I'm like, I think he around 30. I remember recently because I've been, studying, preparing for the upcoming live and stand on top of, because I've talked about his case multiple times on my channel. I've had different opinions. I've moved around, as I learn new information. Listen, follow me because here's the thing. I'll come out here and I'll report on things based on the information I have, but then I will come back and have new information and report and maybe have a change of tune based on the new information I have. Y'all see, I'm not going to die on a cross because I'm trying to be right. No, if I get new information that has me to kind of pivot and kind of take a different stance, child, like, listen, at one point, I'm like, what the hell going on with Abrego? But when I seen that the wife was saying that man was putting hands and feet on her, I said, no, keep his ass up. Keep him over there. I wasn't finna cape for no man that's beating on a damn wife. Lord, I'm not finna do it. I'm not caping. I don't care what you look like. I don't care if you look like me. You look like them Indians who said a white man out there trying to take their land. I don't care if you look like the damn Asians at the nail salon, at the spa. And I don't care if you look like Kilmar or Abrego Garcia. If you putting hands and feet on folks, I ain't rocking with you. I ain't effing with you. I'm going to call you out. I'm gonna call you out. So I didn't learn this morning that this man don't speak a lick of English. So I don't know if he playing games, but he was show up there speaking in Spanish in that interview. But anyway, so let me tell you what's going on with him. He got released on Friday. Prior to him getting released, the Trump administration came in and was like, yo, let me holler at you. Kind of like, how they went in and met with Ghislaine Maxwell and they had that let me holler at you energy. Same thing. Let me holler at you. They went and, sat down with that man and they was like, yo, we got proof, we got evidence to show that you've been partaking in human trafficking. So we don't argue with me, argue with your mama. It is what it is. We got this, we got paperwork. This is what you've been doing. So this is what we're gonna offer you. Plead guilty to these charges. And we'll send you to Costa Rica. We got the Spirit flight waiting. We will send you. Well, can I go to Delta? No, you ain't going to. Are you Delta worthy? No. So what the hell? Are you Delta worthy? You know damn well you are. Ain't nothing about you and your lifestyle that's giving Delta. Stop it. You Spirit all day. So, like I said, these are the options. You accept being guilty, and then we send you to Costa Rica, and they accept you as a refugee, and you can walk the land. They will accept you as a refugee. You are a refugee over there. That's your option. Well, I don't want to go to Costa Rica. It ain't about the hell you want. You was over here doing the absolute most. This is what you got. The other alternative is goddamn Uganda. At least over in Costa Rica, they can speak your language. Uganda, you about to be a Ugandanese. I don't know what they call it. You about to be something else over there. What you want? Life's about choices. You do not have the option to go back to the crib, kick your heels up, and continue to be putting hands and feet on that woman. On them. That's not on the table, sir. So let me repeat what the options are. You accept your guilt by pleading guilty to these charges. And you pack your bags and you get on this Spirit flight to Costa Rica. That is your option. Well, I don't want to go to Costa Rica. I want to be here with my family. All right then, player. All right then. I'd rather just go to trial and my attorney, he said, he feels He feel confident that he can prove my innocence if I go to court and go, have a trial in January, because the trial would be in January in Tennessee. So they said, all right then, player. So because he said no, he was able to get out on parole. That's how he got released. He got released on Friday. He rejected the plea deal, said, I'm just going to take my chances with going to trial, which would be January 2026 in Tennessee, which is where he was in jail. So today, remember I told you a lot of deadlines for today. Remember the first deadline, the first thing today dealing with Monday is centered around Alligator Alcatraz and the Trump administration taking it up to a higher court to overturn the judge ruling to close down Alligator Alcatraz. That decision is supposed to be made today at 5 o'clock. Another decision for today was that the Trump administration is looking for Kilmar Abrego Garcia to make a decision today, because he has a meeting to go to the immigration. Y'all know I be talking on this channel. A lot of these people, when they been going to their scheduled immigration meetings, they be getting held up by ICE. ICE then already told him we finna be waiting. The attorney, listen, so this ain't gonna be a shocker when Abrego, as soon as he walk up out of that room from talking to the judge, and the judge said, all right then, bet I'm gonna see you at the next appointment in 60 days. Abrego's attorney then already said, oh, we already know ICE finna be waiting on us already there. We already know this. So y'all, this ain't, so it shouldn't be no hooping and hollering and all of that like we didn't see. It shouldn't be no hooping and hollering, passing out, getting drugged. The attorney has already said, oh, we know ICE finna be waiting. Border czar Tom Homan has put it out there. Oh, we waiting for him. Because the deadline for him to rethink that decision centered around Costa Rica, they said, is first thing Monday morning. I don't know what that means when it comes to time, because what I read online, it said first thing Monday morning. I don't know what time his appointment is with immigration, but he has an appointment with immigration today in the morning time. He is in right now. He lives in Maryland. That he's with his family. He's his wife and kids. He has an appointment today. ICE, Tom Homan said, we finna be waiting on you, because when he leaves that appointment, when he walks out from talking to whoever, they are going to be waiting, and it's probably going to be cameras and everything. They are going to be waiting to hem him up, because at this point, their mind is, you've rejected our deal, and that deal was only temporarily. The deadline for that deal ends today, first thing Monday morning, August 25th, 2025. That deal ends. The next option is, well, actually, at this point, it ain't even no option, but I'm just calling it an option because this is what he has to think about. So option one was to accept the plea, say, okay, fine, I'm guilty, and I'm willing to go to Costa Rica. That's option one. Option two is him declining that, which so far he did. He did that on Friday, but they're giving him to first thing today to kind of decide if he want to change his mind. Option two is to say, is for the Trump administration to say, well, we're going to go ahead and pick you up, and we're going to deport you and send you to Uganda, East Africa. East Africa's Trump, reason was he coming up with these random countries is because he knows that a lot of these other Latin countries, a lot of times they make their way kind of fairly easily back into the U.S. So he's wanting to send these people to some place where it's not going to be easy for them to just jump the borders and just come back here. So that's where the Africa is coming into play. So option two is, all right, then we'll be waiting to pick you up after your little appointment Monday morning. And by Wednesday, you will be on that Spirit flight headed to East Africa, Uganda. We have already talked to the leader over there. He said he is okay with sending people over there as long as they are not a criminal. And he also said, he prefers for the people that come over there to be of African descent. But Kilmar Abrego Garcia would be the first person to go over there, to be sent over there by the U.S., like as a mean of, I guess, getting put out of our country. But when he go over there, he'll be able to walk the streets and everything. He's not going to be, in jail or nothing like that. They're just saying the paperwork. See how the Trump administration got hemmed up is that when they sent him to El Salvador, they overlooked the memo in his paperwork that says that he could never be deported to El Salvador. It didn't say he can never be deported, period. It just says he can't go back to El Salvador because apparently when he came at 16, he and I think a brother or something, they were running from some gangs. So the judge was like, all right, then, bet we're putting in this paperwork that you are to never be deported to El Salvador. The Trump administration was like, okay, they just specifically said no to El Salvador. They did not say he could not ever be deported. Y'all see what I'm saying? So that's where these other places are coming into play. Costa Rica, Uganda, because it's anywhere but El Salvador. Also, the courts told the Trump administration back in July, if you do deport him to a third country, you have to provide him at least 72 hours notice, which they did on Friday. I think Friday afternoon, they put him on notice. So don't be acting like you didn't damn know. That's why I said don't be hooping and hollering, talking about ain't nobody told me nothing. Don't be hooping and hollering. Do not be hooping and hollering, because the only one who can sit in ain't nobody told me nothing is them damn Indians who said that white men that came and stole their land again and put them doggone illegal immigrants on it with the alligators. They say ain't nobody told me nothing. We did not sign off or authorize that. So nobody else can be trying to play that game. So 72 hours. So that's why I guess the Wednesday date come into play, where as early as Wednesday, they say he can be shipped up out of here. And his attorney is working around the clock because he knows. He was like, yo, we already know they're going to be waiting us on Monday. There's nothing that can stop them. But I'm trying to fight to block it for it to have the courts to give us more time to think about the options here. Because he thinks it sounds crazy for Kilmar to go to Uganda. So he's like, the man, they don't even speak. He doesn't even speak that. Like, what he doing in Uganda? He don't speak the language, but hell, clearly he don't speak the English language here, as I seen in the interview. So as somebody said in the comments on the video, hell, okay, Ugandans some of them ain't speaking English. You ain't speaking English. So there you go. There you go. So Wednesday is the date that he could likely be shipped up out of here. The Trump administration is really sitting on that. They're like, yeah, we getting up out of here. He getting up out of here. I don't care how you slice and dice it. He's not staying here. He's not staying here. The trial would not be until January. That's a little minute away. They're like, no, he ain't gonna be here by then. He's not gonna be here by then. So that's where Kilmar Abrego Garcia's attorney comes in, where he's trying to get more time for his client to make a decision on what he wants to do as far as with taking a plea or going up for trial. And I guess if he does choose to want to go to trial, he wants him to be able to stay here and not be shipped off. He wants him to be able to stay here and await for trial, because they're saying that Kilmar's attorney is saying Kilmar is innocent of these human trafficking charges out in Tennessee, and he's also never been a part of the MS-13 gang, which has been classified as a terrorist group here in the USA. So they're just denying everything. So they want to go to court to try to prove their case or whatever. Trump like, nah, F that, nah, player, nah, we ain't trying to do all that. We ain't trying to do all that. I done told you what your options are, Costa Rica or Uganda. Here's what I think. I think, Kilmar's attorney said he think, of course, Costa Rica sounds better, but I'm just confused as to why what's taking so long for Kilmar to just tell them folks, okay, fine, I'll go to Costa Rica. Why is he playing? Because it's not an option for him to stay in the U.S. I don't know in his mind if he just think that he really can beat the case and just wants to go up for trial. But it seemed like he can't even stick around long enough to be trying to await a trial, because the Trump administration is trying to get him up on out of here. Kilmar's attorney was like, well, Costa Rica sounds like a better option than Uganda, because at least his family can come to visit him. My thoughts was, damn, okay, so the wife, because I've been wondering if the wife, I'm like, why the wife and the kids, if she love them all like that, love them down like that, even though he over there putting hands and feet on her, she caping for him, why she just won't go over to wherever, Costa Rica, with her husband, with her man. So for the attorney to throw out there, well, if he's in Costa Rica, his family can come visit. I'm like, oh, it's given. It's the family, it's the wife and the kids like saying, shit, we ain't the one that got deported. You the one was out here doing the most. We ain't going no like so if the wife and kids like, it's been real, player. It's been real. Are they not trying to go over there with him? Because my thing is when he got released, I said, I hope this man don't go back to putting hands and feet on this woman the way she caved for him. The way she caved for him, even knowing that that cat was out the hat, with learning that she had made 2 attempts to put restraining orders against him because of physical abuse, and she still was on Beyonce / Diddy's internet talking about free my man. She on some India Royale type stuff when it come to what's that rapper, her man, because I was on her Instagram talking about free my man. Um, but yeah, she was on some free my man type stuff. So I'm like, I hope that he don't be putting hands and feet on her anymore, because this woman has really been out here, really campaigning for him to come home. Like, he's just this upstanding man, husband and father. So today, I'm sure probably by early afternoon, it'll hit the headlines about what popped off at the courts. I'm on East Coast time. DC, are they there? Is I think that's a different time zone. So I would say by around 3 o'clock. By around 3 o'clock, so it'll be like 12 noon. So I'm thinking by around 3 o'clock, between 2 and 3, we'll be seeing some things in the headlines centered around the court situation and what popped off at the courts. If ICE went ahead and gathered Kilmar all the way together, because hey, good morning, just say when it's, but y'all listen out for that, because that's this morning. This morning, Kilmar Abrego Garcia has to go to the immigration courts. This today. He has to go. And Tom Homan said ICE will be waiting for him. They will be waiting for him. How do you feel about that? Are y'all here for that? Are y'all here for, like, type in, Kilmar to Uganda, or type in, Kilmar to USA? Which one? Which one? Which one? How do you think he should be dealt with? How do you think he should be dealt with? Do you think he should take the deal for Costa Rica, Kilmar to Costa Rica, if you feel like he need to go ahead and take the deal to Costa Rica? To me, I feel like based off of the options, the better option, the one that makes the most sense to me, is the one where he goes to Costa Rica. And they said that if he goes there, he'll be viewed as a refugee, and he'll be able to walk the streets freely. He'll be able to, he will be a refugee there in Costa Rica, and he can walk the streets freely. To me, and y'all, this is him pleading guilty to the charges here. He has to plead guilty to the charges here for that. But think about it. Even though he's pleading guilty to the charges here in Costa Rica, he's not going to be there dealing like in prison or anything. He'll be like a free man. So it's like, even though here he's on record as breaking the law, doing whatever, but not there. So they'll treat him like any other citizen. His attorney is arguing that if he goes to Uganda, he'll basically be mistreated and all of that. Like, he'll be done bad. Like, even though he won't be in jail, like, they just gonna do him dirty there. He just fears for his safety if he's in Uganda. If he's in Uganda, there's a fear for his safety. But there's no fear for his safety in Costa Rica. So I'm not quite sure why in Uganda they're fearing for his safety. What will the Ugandan, or are you Ugandan when you're from Uganda? Like, why would they come for him and his life be in danger if he's over there versus being in Costa Rica? I'm kind of confused by that, but this is just what the attorney said. He feels like his life would be in danger if he goes to Uganda. I think it definitely makes more sense for him to go to Costa Rica. Child, he over here speaking Spanish anyway, so he can go over there, Costa Rica, and continue to speak Spanish, because if he go to Uganda, Ain't gonna be nobody there speaking Spanish back to him. So hell, he gonna have to damn learn the Ugandan language, I guess. Cause he ain't nobody gonna understand him. Ain't nobody gonna understand him. So these are the choices that he got. Today is the day, August 25th, 2025, where he got to damn put his big boy drawers on and make a decision. And that's on that. That is on that. Zeus says send him to the moon. I personally feel like he's been over here doing the absolute most. And like I said, his wife, it's on record with her saying him beating, putting hands and feet on her. Like it's all on the record. I've talked about it on my channel. Like it's not like a secret. Like she's gone and reported him. The only reason why the restraining orders never kind of got put into effect is because she would never follow through with the process. So it's apparently, it's a process when you're putting a restraining order on someone, and she never will follow through with that final process. I think where you have to kind of show up to court and all that. So there was like two different times where she was going to put a restraining order on him, but she never showed up to the court dates. I wonder why. Why y'all think she didn't show up to the court dates? She never showed up to the court date, so therefore the restraining orders were never put into place. So that's why I'm like, if this man still think he gonna be trying to talk to her crazy, like after what she's done for him, cause y'all know, anybody else, how many of y'all women out here, y'all man was doing all that to you and he done got caught up and shipped out, you ain't gonna be thanking the God for answering your prayers from getting him the hell out you and your kids' lives, cause he was damn wreaking havoc. You ain't finna be on the news talking about free my man. Free my man when your man was doing the absolute most. You like, ooh, praise God, Lord Jesus. At least he can't say I the one sent him to jail. Because really this would have been a perfect out for her, because it wasn't like she was the one that sent him to El Salvador. I would have been like, ooh, look at God. That is a look at God moment. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? That is a won't he do it moment. I used to wonder when that lady would be on camera doing these press conferences if she secretly was thinking, won't he do it? Won't he do it? And she up there crying fake tears, but she just trying to do her part. So them other people, because remember they say he was a part of a gang, so they won't be kind of coming for her neck, literally, because she ain't up there caping for him. But I really, y'all, I would wonder like if she really low key, like really didn't want his ass to come home. Because who wants somebody to come home when they left that they was doing that type of stuff to him? Nobody in their right frame of mind is gonna be caping for somebody to come back to them like that when they were abusing them like that. No. Especially when basically he left her life because of something else. So therefore she can sit in, well, he ain't in jail because I dry snitched on him or nothing. He in jail because, them folks caught up to him for his shenanigans. Like that would have been perfect. That is a look at God type moment to me. That is a won't he do it? That's won't he do it all day long. That is won't he do it all day long to me. So I'm just saying. I used to wonder, if she low key kind of felt that way, but she had to do her little part on the news, a little crime with little. Let me give a little. Get this shit together. She doing a little tissue. Trying to live. She got kids. She got to do what she got to do. She got to do what she got to do. So she up there, like they need to keep his goddamn ass over there. Because he been doing the absolute damn most. Shit, my nerd, Lord Jesus. I done got me somebody new over here. Keep his ass over there. Y'all know that. Wouldn't you be thinking that way? That's what the hell I be. Like, really? I'm trying to think of that rapper's name. The one child who locked up right now. What's his name? Lil Durk. I be wondering if India Royale happy Lil Durk as he in Los Angeles locked up. She doing hashtag my man on Instagram. Because y'all sometimes, you be more at peace when somebody ain't in your life like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they abusive and stuff. Just not being a good person. You like, like you at peace. I'm pretty sure Abrego's wife have gotten good sleep since he been gone. I'm sure she has gotten good sleep. Probably been shot ever since he done came back into the U.S. Cause she not knowing she finna look up and his ass standing on the doorstep. Stand waiting on the porch when her and the kids get home. Talking about daddy's home. So, no. So yeah. So I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if she be like, nah, me and the kids, we ain't going. We ain't going to Uganda. We don't know the language. We don't know the language, so we will not be in Uganda in that hot ass heat in the damn desert. We're not doing it. It's hot as hell. We be sweating. Me and the kids can't do it. We will not. Well, baby, can you go to Costa Rica? No, I don't want to do that either. Shit. It's too many of them like you over there. It's too many of them like you, Kilmar. I can't do Costa Rica either. Mm-mm. I can do these USA streets. I can do another state. I can do what California. Well, what New York talking about? Hell, you just left Tennessee. You want to go back to Tennessee? You was just there locked up. Listen, but goddamn, I ain't doing no Costa Rica and I ain't doing no East Africa. I'm not doing it. I don't wear dashikis. I don't wear baskets on my head. I'm not got them doing it. Kilmar, you did this shit. You got yourself in this situation. So I guess they saying all that in Spanish because I told y'all this man don't know English. He don't know English. What's up, Virtue? Says Sheik, what time you started? I didn't get alerted. YouTube messed with. I had to do this live in like 3 takes, child. So I started like around 7:30 the first one, and then child from there it was multiple takes. But I normally don't go live, you all, on Mondays because it's normally not a day that I drive into my office, but today I did. So I decided to go live. So, but normally I go live on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So stay tuned. Make sure you have notification bell on so you know when I go live, so you can just catch this political tea. I'm gonna give y'all the update on Kilmar and see what kind of damn decisions he's made. Hopefully the wife then damn just told him, became honest with him and said, listen, we ain't got them. We ain't going, Kilmar. We're not going. We're not going. We're not. We'll send you letters. We will visit, but we're not going with you. So I'm gonna see how that work out today. Cause listen, today's D-Day. It's the deadline, and I'm be tuned in to Alligator Alcatraz. Will there be an extension on keeping the doors open for Alligator Alcatraz? Because that judge said I'm gonna need for y'all to shut this little establishment down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But let me see. Thorman saying people in Uganda speak English, but the country has 41 other languages. Okay, well damn, he better hope that Spanish is one of them then. Shit. He better hope that Spanish is one of them because right now the U.S. they would like, we don't care if you don't speak if you speak English or not, it don't matter because you're getting the hell up out of here. So talk your talk however you talk it, but you won't be talking it here. You won't be talking it here, and we trying to make that Arab who done killed up that family of 3. We trying to make sure that he ain't talking whatever the hell he talk here either. He done got locked up for that, gonna trying to do a legal turn in the middle of the damn road, killed up some folks in a van, and he just looking all like, I think people react more the way he looking. I think people who hit a dog or a bird got more of a reaction than he had when the doggone van ran into the doggone trailer. You can't make this ish up, y'all. I promise y'all. What's up, Felicia? Good morning. I promise y'all, you can't make this ish up. Like it's so apparently there's some little with the y'all seen with the Arab, he here apparently illegal. He can't read English, speak English. He can't do nothing in English. And don't ask him ish in English because he don't know. But he out there on that road driving, hauling some folks stuff. So he's now somewhere in jail. And apparently there's some petition with like 1.6 million, a crazy number of people who signed it. But I'm like, well, damn, did the people in India sign it? Because I have not seen nobody in these American streets caping for that man, not even on the Democrat side. So I'm like, who's connected to these email addresses? Because ain't no way. So I wondered if people from other countries are campaigning for him to get out of jail, because it is not given that it's the American people, not even the Democrats. And y'all know the Democrats gonna cape for them any. As long as you give them a vote, they don't care what the hell you done did. They gonna cape for you. That's why they caping for that on Kilmar Abrego. They said with the mayor of the governor, was he the governor of Maryland? He went and visited Kilmar when he was locked up in El Salvador. But the person, somebody I think that had died, somebody that had got caught up in something centered around a legal immigrant, I think lost their life. Whatever. They said that man go visit that family. He didn't go say nothing to them. Tim said, I thought he was from India. He might be from India. I know he ain't from here, a foreigner. So I'm wondering if the people from India are the one who signed the little thing, the what do you call it, petition for him to get out. But he's in jail. I think he just recently got moved. I don't know if he's got moved to Texas, but he's still in jail. But apparently there's a petition with like 1.6, I think, million signature on it, and people like, okay, who the hell, because I've yet to find or read a comment from anybody who has anything favorable to say about this man. So I'm like, okay, so anybody can kind of, because someone in the comments on, I was think on X, and I was reading the post centered around the petition, and someone was like, well, think about it. The petition is signed used with an email address, not really a name, so anybody can be behind an email address. And they were like, hell, it can be people in China for all we know. And I'm like, well, that's a good point, because when I was on the post in the comments, there was not one comment that I read that was favorable for the release of this man from jail for the murder of these people in this van. Uh, who died as a result of him just not knowing how to operate, not knowing how to operate a truck, a tractor trailer. Like, he didn't know how. He didn't even read the signs. So these people are no longer with us. And I definitely feel like people who, I think he's got his license in California, I feel like they should be held accountable. What y'all think? I don't know, y'all. Y'all continue the conversation. Drop a comment on this video. Let me know. Do y'all think, are y'all here for this Indian guy getting released from jail? Are y'all like, listen, things happen. It was an accident. Let that man out. He was just trying to work, feed his family. Let Habib out. I don't know what his name is. We're going to call him Habib. Let Habib out. Y'all like, listen, let free Habib. Are y'all on y'all free Habib? Are y'all on y'all lock his ass up? Like, which one y'all on? Which one y'all on? But I feel like if they coming for him like that, they need to be coming for the people who issued the license, because there are so many steps and things that he was able to um, skip over in order for him to get a CDL, which is what you need to operate a truck, a tractor trailer. You need a CDL license. There's a test you have to take, just like with a regular driver's license. It's the same thing when getting your CDLs. This man was tested on the spot. He could not read signs, and he could not speak English. How, Sway? How? Word. Tim says send it out to Uganda. I was wondering if he's gonna be over there in Uganda too. Send him to Uganda. Maybe that's one of the 41 languages they speak over there, the Indian language. I don't know. I don't know. But Abrego Kilmar Garcia would be the first one to go over there. So maybe he can then welcome him. So you got Abrego over there. Abrego got the sign talking about welcome. Welcome Habib. So listen, they can maybe roommate together or something. They both new over there. I don't know. I don't know. Dufree said he needed to be deported or give a chair. Little lady said, absolutely, the people who gave him the license needs to be arrested immediately for this. This is stuff I'm talking about. Sure they do, but a lot of times, like I always say, the powers that be, the people at the top, are very, very, very seldomly dealt with. But the little people like us, or even like him, they're dealt with. But nobody don't want to go to the top, to the people who are responsible, because it definitely starts there. It'll be interesting to see. From what I hear, the Trump administration has an investigation going on, so they finna be going to these different truck stops trying to see something, which they should. And so we may start to see things looking real different, and it looking real scarce on these streets with these truck drivers. Because when I get in these comments on these videos, I see a lot of truck drivers say this has been a thing for years, where these illegal immigrants are out here driving these trucks. Like, they was like, this been a thing. So we're happy that it finally came to light in the media, because we've been telling our loved ones, hey, be careful, because they already was able to see who their peers were out there in that industry, who their counterparts were, and they knew that it wasn't legit. But remember, they little people. What can they do? So now it's unfortunate that something major has happened that has resulted in light being shined on this situation. Dorman saying can't read signs. That's some BS claim. Yep. It's a sad situation. But the Trump administration is like, listen, we are about to try to see what's going on out here. So we will be investigating these truck stops, probably trying to check paperwork, probably testing to see if people really are qualified to do these jobs. And I think rightfully so. I have not. I think I've heard that there's an investigation on California centered around like who um, issued the license and things like that. So I just hope that all of that, that the Trump administration follows through with all of that, and the family um, of the people who lost their loved ones. I hope that they're like financially rewarded very well for their loss because their loved ones cannot come back. I think they said the driver was like 30. That was like the youngest person, and then there was some people in there of like an older age. But I think the driver was 30. It's just sad. It's just sad. It was just definitely something that could have been prevented. Checks and balances. Like, why are we just giving anybody licenses? I talked about on a previous live how the lady at DMV says hell they was giving licenses 5 a day to people, illegal immigrants, for $200, and she lost her job for being a whistleblower. Listen, get into that last live. I think it was on my last live I talked about it. I don't know one of them lives. I'll be talking. Just make sure you subscribe to this channel because I be bringing this tea to y'all. It's so much going on out here. So I move around and I'm at all these different, channels and things, mainstream media, underground media, like all these different news outlets, other content creators, just to try to just hear what's going on because it's a lot of information. So I just come over here just to deliver the information in my own way, but it's the truth. But I deliver it in a way to make sure that you guys understand what is going on out here because it's hard out here for a pimp. Pimping ain't easy. It's real hard out here. People are struggling. People are going through it. That's why I like to say take care of yourselves and one another. Heavy on the taking care of yourself. Be nice. Like attracts like. Do unto others as you want done unto you. Like y'all. It's real simple over here. If you are a subscriber to this channel, I affectionately refer to you as an honor student. Over here, we are lifetime learners. If you're new to my channel, my background is clinical mental health counseling. So I have a master's degree in clinical mental health counseling, which means your girl can be a whole therapist, psychologist, all of that out here in these streets if I choose to operate in that capacity. But I choose to be here with you all instead on YouTube. I enjoy content creation amongst other things, but my background is clinical mental health counseling. I have a master's degree in clinical mental health counseling. So a lot of what I talk about, I will kind of tap in on the psyche because everything that we experience, it will impact us here. And when we start to get impacted here, it starts to impact here, meaning the body. So we got to make sure we keep this strong and keep this healthy. We got to do that because the main thing. This dictates everything else about our body is this. Got to keep this strong. And right now there are so many people who are weak here for various reasons. Some people ain't got jobs. Some people ain't got food. They don't have housing. They're just going without. They going through it. They're losing loved ones. They're losing loved ones. Take care of yourself. They were entering into like the flu season. Y'all know we got the C-19. My kids over the weekend both was down for the count, sick. I barely, pulled myself together to get outside today. Took my vitamins, tinctures, things like that. I feel pretty okay. But take care of yourself. Just make sure you take care of yourself. Uh, but it's tough. But you just gotta do the best you can with taking care of yourself. Because who got you other than like nobody ain't got you like you, right? Nobody ain't got you like you. But happy Monday, happy Monday. Thank you for being here. Check out y'all some of them little shorts that I put out over the weekend. I normally don't do the shorts, but it's something new that I was playing around with. So I've had a good time with creating those. So check those out. And they're little segues into my lives. And like I said, I've recently learned with my stats. Most people just kind of come across my channel, like they'll find me and then they'll just kind of keep coming back that way versus it coming up in the recommendations. And I get quite a few, I guess, people who are coming over here who've seen my shorts, surprisingly. So we'll see if I put, what kind I'll put out today because I'm trying to do one each day. So I just got to see. I don't know, y'all. Y'all stay tuned to see what my short will be today because y'all know I'll be looking real crazy. But this stuff be real crazy. That's why I be looking real crazy in these shorts because the stuff is crazy. On that note, happy Monday. I'll catch you all in the next broadcast.